1351, 30 button.
1351, The Combat of the 30, Chivalry. That's the name of the chapter. England's king waged war for his claim in France, in the midst of violent raids and devastating battles. One tournament of champions will uphold the values of their chivalry.
Start campaign button.
In 1350, what we know as the idyllic French countryside was a living hell. For more than 15 years, the people had suffered at the hands of English invaders. Little did they know that this war would last for another 100 years. But through this crucible of fighting, famine, and plague, there would emerge the modern nation of France. England's King Edward III looked jealously across the English Channel. Wanting France for his own, he had added the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of France, to his own royal standard. This was an all-out declaration of war. And in 1337, he invaded. But France already had a king, Philippe VI. As the English burned their way across the land, Philippe's army and his legendary knights marched to meet them and came face to face with the English longbow. A simple weapon, but the most devastating the knights had ever faced. The heroes of France fell to storms of English arrows. The war engulfed the French countryside. By 1351, the conflict was focused on Brittany. One fight stands out as a spectacular display of chivalry and a symbol of the wider conflict between the two enemy nations. The Combat of the 30 is still commemorated here in Brittany. It was a dispute between two local families. Supported by the opposing sides in the war, the French and English commanders decided to settle it through a trial of knightly combat. Each side would choose 30 champions to fight on neutral ground. France prepared to defend itself against England's finest.
Loading screen. Loading in progress.
Mission: The Combat of the 30, 1351. The French captain, Jean de Beaumanoir, would enlist 30 great fighters to defend France's claim to Brittany. On the opposing side, England's fiercest champions represented the king. The two sides would clash in an arena of chivalric combat. You have to talk through that because
Intent on ending the suffering of the French peasantry, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander. 30 champions on each side would compete in a tournament for final claim to Brittany. With the battleground of the Halfway Oak agreed upon, Sir Jean set out to gather support from local knights.
New objective: recruit champions to combat the English. Small work.
Pause menu opened. Resume button. Item 1 of 6.
Okay, ready.
Resume button. Item 1 of resume pause menu closed.
Himself, Sir Jean followed the strict rules of chivalry and was expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure peace.
Honneur reste d'obéir. C'est comme vos voldrez. Je suis votre serveux. Mon destrier remagne. Certes.
Page, veci comandament.
L'heure est de besoigner. Cette vertu!
Compagnon, preste pour la
Incontinent! Wand, je commande. Avant!
Most medieval tournaments were friendly in nature, held for sport and glory, but the combat of the 30 was arranged between opponents mired in war. English raids had torn through the countryside of Brittany and brought great hardship to the people.
Si comme vos Voldrez. Incontinent.
Sir Jean spotted an English raiding party attacking a nearby farmstead.
Place, vecchi.
Apertisez votre courage, compagnon. Si comme vos Voldrez.
Now we're going. No. Not a bad idea actually, but I was a bit late to get moving there.
Sommes en ordonnance. À l'arson, Nos allons.
The French knights defeated the English raiders, and Sir Guy de Rochefort joined Sir Jean's party.
Wand, je commande. Avant! Retrayez vos amouets. Avant, compagnon. Je suis votre serveuse.
Sir Jean's search next brought him to Sir Geoffroy Dubois, whose squires were contending with a detachment of English longbowmen. The knights would use the great speed of their war horses to charge the archers and overwhelm them. The English longbowmen fell, but the French knights knew the enemy would attempt to retake the hilltop fortification and steeled themselves for further attacks.
Soyez prêts.
Defend the outpost 1 minute. Arrive at the halfway oak. Optional repeat additional chapters to combat the English. The French champions each have the unique abilities that improve their allies, just like Geoffroy Dubois to see a special ability.
Honor est d'obéir.
Compagnon, preste par agir.
Acces petros, commande, je commande. Avant. L'ennemi sont ici.
Quoi faut-il faire?
De votre plaisir.
With Sir Geoffroy by his side, Sir Jean had secured the outpost.
Bien, ça s'y pèse vos commandantes. Comme vos blesses. Reniez vos armes. Mectos nos sans l'avouer. Mectos nos sans l'avouer.
Pause menu, save game. Game name text box. Pause menu closed.
Bien, savage obtempere a obsavit. Oyez. Reniez vos armes. Un pied ci, un pied là. Et comprenne. Et comprenne. France.
Looking to secure his honor, a young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
Il knows our shield!
Honorably conceding defeat in the duel, Sir Yves Charel joined the cause.
Faites vos commandements. Faites vos donc, en la voie. Brace, comme vos blessed.
I just lost my controllers, that's weird.
Un pied ci, un pied là. Regnez vos armes. J'obtempère à Oxabit.
L'heure, certes.
Sir Jean entered the staging area for the tournament, where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle. Each knight would be accompanied by his squires, young nobles in training to become knights themselves. Sir Jean had selected his champions. As the sun rose, the two sides entered the arena, ready for the first round of combat.
Donnez, je suis votre serveuse.
The English chose a different army last time. Yeah, that's mostly, I think it's just only infantry that. Oh, that's pretty stuff.
Venge. Veci commandement. Oh yeah. Faites vos donc, en la
Round 1 as we got. Round 1 of 2, defeat English soldiers, defeated English units 0 out of 30.
comme vos blessed. Mettons nos en la voie. Regnez vos armes. Récompense.
Je suis votre honneur immédiat déclaré. Je suis votre serveuse.
Yeah, I think it's fine now.
Mettons nos en la voie.
Claiming an easy victory in the first round, the French champions left the arena to recover their strength.
Reinforced units and research technology.
Bien savez quoque nos advienne. Brace.
Return to the field when ready. That's like for national.
Mettons nos en la voie. Un pied ci, un pied là.
Refreshed and reinvigorated, the French knights returned to the arena for another round of combat.
Tempère à Oxabit.
The combat of the 30 was about to decide which nation would control the Duchy of Brittany.
Un pied ci, un pied là. Mettons nos en la voie.
Okay, then we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah. Faites vos donc, en la voie.
Round 2 as begun. Oh, too late. And again I threw him into the fray. It's fine, I guess.
Triumphant, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir and his loyal knights claimed victory. The combat of the 30 had decided control of Brittany in favor of the French. Little did the two sides know, this was just the beginning of a bitter war that would outlive them all.
Mission: The Combat of the 30. The French champions defeated the English and Brittany remained under French control. Yeah.
Quit campaign. Yes button. Single player page.
We'll leave it there. So.